All right. Hi, my name is Kingsley, and I am an addict. I think the big meaty gritty stuff is about 372 days ago I stumbled into a inpatient treatment center by the name of the Phoenix House, and when I say stumble, I mean stumble. I was rough, and um, it was my first time. I had no idea what I was doing or what I was getting into, and uh, I had exhausted all of my potential resources. I was ready to give up. And at that moment, I found out there was help. That was bad news, and I was really selfish and always just looking for ways and means to get and use and gamble. I could not think of a life without the use of any mood or mind altering substance or gambling. My entire existence was based off of being able to do that. And I got to a point where I could no longer support that. There were no more options. All right, so I'm going to be real. I couldn't get any more fronts. I couldn't get any more loans, and I had no more stuff to sell. If I could have, if there was anything else that was possible for me to do to get more, I would have done it, and I would not have gotten clean on that day. So, luckily there was inpatient treatment, and I luckily had a ride there, and I was willing to go. And if anything else would have happened, if I would have been able to get some money or something like that along the way, I probably wouldn't have showed up. But everything worked out the way that it was supposed to, and I ended up going into inpatient treatment. And from there, it wasn't easy. The first few weeks were a nightmare. From there, I eventually started to become more open-minded and started listening to suggestions, and went on a really beautiful path of self-discovery. And some real pivotal moments, in between, I ended up listening to the suggestion that I should go to a sober living house, and that's when I found GLRC. It's been truly a beautiful process. The people that I've met, the staff, the counselors, the case manager by the name of Russ Boudry, absolutely beautiful. The people that go to work and make it easy for me to focus on recovery, that's something that I can never take for granted. And when I do, I know that that's a problem. My life is a lot more manageable, and I'm taking better care of myself. I've learned that I matter, and I want to be able to be a productive member of this society. I care about my community, giving back, and I really value the people that I meet and the interactions that I have. So my perspective is completely different. I'm not looking to use people, places, or things, weed or mind altering substances anymore. The obsession for today isn't there, and that's absolutely nuts because I just did not see that going. Recovery is a new way of life. It's a new lifestyle. It's being honest, open-minded, willing to do things that I make me feel vulnerable, that that might hurt my pride or my ego. It's admitting that I don't know how to do something and asking for help. And it's consistency and persistency. It's it's um, it's learning how to cope with situations that I didn't know how to cope with before without using. And it's a complete overhaul of my life, and and just enjoying the journey instead of like trying to get to the end. It's a great moment that I felt hope. Right, I was really unsure, and I remember this phrase. Don't leave before the miracle. 5 minutes before the miracle happens. And so that really kept me around. I didn't want to leave too soon. I had the fear of missing out a lot of my life, and so I remember being in. It was a spiritual moment. I was lucky to be part of a camping trip at my inpatient treatment, and there was this moment where we were doing a gratitude circle, and we were all holding hands and sort of saying out loud what we were grateful for. And I felt something in that moment, this vibration and this energy coming through me. And I was like, does anybody else feel that? I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, brother. That's like, that's like a higher power. That's like hope, And I was like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can, maybe I can be in recovery. Maybe I can do this like without like clean and sober, So that moment for me was pivotal because after that camping trip, I came back and I really delved into my classes and I really engaged what the resources the facility was offering. That's a great question. How do I encapsulate like 370 something days into like one lesson? But I, we, not I. I have to be willing to ask for help. No one is going to do it for me. You know, I think another thing is I don't know everything, and that's okay. And the hardest thing to admit is that I don't know at times. So the biggest lesson is that everything doesn't happen in one day, right? And if I believe and if I let it happen, everything will be okay. So much in my life, I really needed everything to be okay right now, and I tried to do so much so fast. But now it's just about letting it kind of like fall into place and being okay with the results. It gets better if you let it. I could not imagine life without drugs and gambling. My entire existence was about that. And I had to surrender to win. And, I had to give up, and eventually it does get better. That obsession, that compulsion to use, it gets less. And eventually I can start living my life. And I don't have to pick up no matter what. That's probably the most important thing.